Hi Pisces, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Valentine has decided to join in. Can you hear that? This is your August 2017 tarot card reading. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. You want to say hello, Val? Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Oh. So Valentine's here to support us, aren't you, sweetheart? Do you want to go onto the bed? Go on then. Oh. There you are, lovely girl. Oh, Pisces, thank you for all your comments and likes and shares and subscribes and putting up with the sometimes, not always, inspiring tarot readings for Pisces. I've been watching, obviously I watch lots of other tarot readers as well. I still feel, as I asserted before, Pisces, that we are coming into things in September. We've got these two eclipses, haven't we, in August. This month we've got one on the 7th in Aquarius, that's a full moon eclipse, and then because they come in pairs, the opposite sign in Leo is on the 21st. That's a new moon solar eclipse. So I do feel, and in between those two, of course, we've got Mercury retrograde, starting on the 12th of August until the 5th of September, but of course running on a little bit more, I always think, with Mercury. In fact, I have to say, people, I can feel it now. Can you feel it now? I can always feel Mercury, I reckon 2 weeks before. For example, I went to the supermarket last night, you know, and my son wanted some chorizo so we could have this particular kind of sandwich. I go into the supermarket, for some unknown reason they're having a fridge clean, and guess what, the chorizo has all been taken out of the fridge and it's all been put in some kind of weird stacking system and they can't reach it, along with loads of other things I wanted. So I spent a very kind of dismal hour with a heavy basket wandering around thinking, where is everything? And I mean, what kind of supermarket randomly cleans and you can't buy things? Mercury. So I do feel that August is a month of, I feel to a certain extent with Pisces, almost fighting the good fight. There's quite a lot going on for us. There obviously has been, because this eclipse as well, it kind of, the first one on the 7th of August, finishes off things that came up on those series of eclipses that ended on the 26th of February for us. They were life-changing eclipses for us. And this is kind of polishing off any excess baggage left over from that. Taking things away, taking away the shadow of it, Pisces. It's a good thing, but obviously it's quite a volatile month, I feel. And I feel at the moment this is a volatile time for Pisceans. I've got 3 planets in Pisces. I can feel it. I can really feel it. And my private readings for Pisceans, who are my highest private reading sign by zillions, they're all saying it too. I can feel it and it's coming through in all the readings. But having watched a few of my favourite YouTube tarot readers and astrologers, the cards are changing. Because obviously I watch a few, probably like you do, and I think, oh yeah, it's amazing how much the same cards come up with different readers, isn't it? But I noticed, compared with a few months ago, when quite honestly I could forgive any of you for not watching any tarot on YouTube because it was horrendous. Our readings were just appalling, weren't they, of everybody? You know, they're definitely improving. And I've definitely done the commentator's curse now. Let's have the Tower, the 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords and whatever else, shall we? Why not? Right, I am using the Enchanted Tarot. It's a lovely tarot set. It's got an awful lot of boobs in it if you watch my daily readings, so I apologise for that, because honestly, I'm not big on nudity in tarot. Well, actually, do you know what? And this is a bit, I don't know, I never get political or controversial. I'm not big on only women being nude in tarot, which is what I'm finding, you know, Nudity is nudity, and that's a good thing, you know, nothing wrong with nudity, but yeah, it's just the kind of only women being nude bit. God, that cup. Definitely, Pisces, check out your moon and rising signs, because I've shuffled these cards. I mean, I've been shuffling them for ages while I've been talking to you, but that particular card up there has come up tons and tons, which makes me think, obviously, during this kind of eclipse time, there is definitely energies that come up for all signs. It's really obvious. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and here it is. Okay, good. So this is like our general energies for the month, Pisces. We've got the Eight of Cups. Now this card, check your moon and rising. This card has come up time and time again in this particular month, and so it should. This is the emotional side of the eclipse. It's also Saturn in Pisces. Now, you know what it's like to be a Pisces sun, moon or rising, or in Venus, because you are one. And Saturn is not particularly at home in Pisces. Saturn to me is the head teacher you hated when you first started school, but ended up admiring when you left, because you finally got why they were being so hard on you all that time, because they recognised your potential and they wanted to help you to get there. But it's difficult lessons along the way, and they pushed you to do things you really didn't want to do. Respect Saturn in Pisces, respect the Eight of Cups, what it is saying to Pisces. And Pisces, this definitely comes from the last series of eclipses from 6 months ago. It's to do with walking away from something that you feel clingy about still, or you're finding it hard to leave behind. Or being a Pisces, you don't want to draw the line because you don't really draw lines anyway. You know, you just tend to, I don't know what the word is. The word is whatever this is. Sachet? No, the word is sort of float between one thing to another, and there's a sort of a transition, but it takes time. But this card is really indicating to us that there's going to need to be some Saturn in the Pisces. There's going to need to be some no, that's it, walking away. And also with the eclipse on the 7th, that will happen for us anyway, but we could help it along, we could help ourselves. We've also got here the Four of Swords in the reverse. It's not a particularly emotionally restful time for us yet. There's just been such a lot going on, and I'm not surprised by that. We also have next to it the Ten of Wands, of course. And these wands are above this gnome's head. In the Rider-Waite, it's like a guy with a big burden on his back, and just, I always get the feeling that he just can't carry it anymore, you know, it's the last one, it's that last log that goes on the back that makes you topple over. And you know what, Pisces, the message I get from this, it's only in the giving up that you can get your freedom. We've been holding on and hoping, trying and striving and strategizing and all the things that make us completely exhausted. And actually what we need to do is drop the ball, just drop the burden, drop it, let it go, release, gone, let it go where it needs to go. Yet again, Pisces, and this happens in nearly every reading, we have here the Knave of Swords. Fanti di spade in Italian. These are all Italian cards. Fanti di spade. That's so amazing, isn't it? Now, some of us are still dealing with an air sign. I get this in all Pisces readings. Libra, Gemini or Aquarius. more Gemini Aquarius I get. So I'll do love cards as well in a minute and we'll have a look at that. But yes, that Eight of Cups is directly above it. Some of us have letting go, need to let go of an air sign still either in our thoughts or in our lives or affecting us somehow. Close your ears, Val, because Valentine's in Aquarius, aren't you, sweetheart? Born on Valentine's Day, aren't you, honey pot? Hey, born on Valentine's Day. Yes. Ace of Swords in the middle. Love this card mostly because there is a butterfly on the sword, which is really gorgeous, and there's also vines growing on it. Nevertheless, when it's in the middle of our general reading, Pisces, it's the Saturn in Pisces aspect. It is the need for us to cut through, to behave un-Pisceanly, to behave like an air sign, the strongest kind, because it's an ace as well. Things that we cut out of our lives during this particular month will have an effect for at least the next 6 months very strongly till the next eclipse in January, but also for the future in general because it's an ace. So it's a strong cut, it's a strong sword, it's just a sword on its own. Here it is. Now, swords are to do with thoughts and words and air and cutting through and endings. But obviously we know, and like we can see, and I'm not the greatest gardener, I think you all know that, we can see here, when you do prune and when you do cut through stuff, the new growth is that much stronger. That's the process we're going through at the moment, whether we like it or not, really. Now, we also have here as well the Five of Cups. It's a card of loss. There will need to be, and I think we've been trying to avoid it, Pisces, grief. And this may be grief over this situation with this person who we need to let go, but it also might be grief over all kinds of much deeper things, because I feel those eclipses that we went through earlier in the year, the Virgo Pisces eclipses, they were very, very deep, and I feel that they cut through to the absolute core of who we are as people, why we're here, how we love, what our life purpose is, what is our absolute dearest emotional goal. You know, the real big questions, the real big feelings, what we would call our existentialism, you know, the whole spiritual, human psyche, everything about us has been turned upside down to a certain extent, and it feels uncomfortable to know how to put it back together again, but also it's an adventure because you get to make things new. And I feel that's also why we've got the World card, Major Arcana, and this guy's getting a bird's eye view, and this is the way we have to see it, Pisces, and Pisceans are very good at this, very good at visualizing, and in fact rather too good at seeing the big picture. Pisces tends to work in big pictures, in infinity, in Piscean mind is like a big open space without end. Sometimes there are things on the earth plane that we need to deal with. Saturn telling us to climb back down, get out that sword and cut away the dead wood. That's it. There it is, dead wood. Cut it away. Help the universe to help you. That's what I get for this world. Help the universe to help you. And then when that's done, get back up there. Have a bird's eye view of what's on offer. There's a lot more on offer than we know. And it's maybe not what we think, but we're being cut a whole new way of thinking, feeling and being. No wonder some Pisces are feeling frustrated and uncomfortable. We also get such a beautiful card. I've got to show you that card. Look at that. The Hermit in the reverse. This is our opposite sign of Virgo. I feel for some of us, and this is a bit of a paradox, we want to be who we were before and we want to be new. And we're in between. This is a bridge. August is the bridge month. We are bridging between who we were and who we will be. And that gives us uncomfortable feelings of not wanting to be alone, but needing to be alone. It's a paradox, but that's what I get for the Hermit in reverse. We also have above that, this card is really, yeah, I'll let you see it for yourself really. The Hanged Man. This is the Mercury retrograde part, and also the fact that it's a bridge. The Hanged Man is a voluntary state of enlightenment, like the Hermit. The Hermit takes himself or herself off into the cave, or like this guy, like an ascetic kind of monk person, and they sort of eschew all the comforts of sex and intimacy and food and luxury and company. And it's almost what we're doing, Pisces. And you may have noticed that your life in the last 2 years has been stripped back to only what's essential, and only the people who are essential, and only the people who are real, and only the authentic will remain. And this is quite a tumultuous process. I'm just having a look at an oracle card. Once I've done this general reading, I'm going to do a love reading for Pisces, so stay tuned for the love cards if you dare. There's one sticking out there. Got nearly flew off the table. These are, who are these? Colette Baron Reid. Look at that. Clean it up. Saturn in Pisces. This is the same message. Sweep it out, cut it out, clean out the cupboards. The universe has already lifted such a lot of stuff. We just need to go like that and get rid. I want a couple of these as well. Seeing as it's you, Pisces, we're going to have some extra cards, I think. And also, of course, seeing as it's me, I like to watch the Pisces readings. Well, sometimes I do. Not all the time. Let's have a look. This is Ask Your Guide, Sonia Coquette. I love these cards. Again, denial. This is what's been keeping us. This is what's been keeping certain things or people in our lives that we need to get rid of. And it is the natural human response, isn't it? Saturn is stirring us to say, open your eyes. I feel like we've been doing the la 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 la. If I can't hear it or see it, it's not there. Open your eyes. Yeah. Some of us, there's been this too. It's been dark. It has been dark. You know, joking aside, this last couple of years, I feel there has been periods of despair for Pisceans. There has been grief over lost parents, grief over broken up relationships, grief over just the whole existential thing of how you're going to repair, rebuild and renew life. It's a process, isn't it? Yes, here it is. And we have death. It's a real transformation on every level. We may be feeling, for those of us that have lost parents, and I'm getting that a lot, for those of us who have lost parents, it's different layers of grief emerging, deeper layers of grief emerging. Because grief itself as well is it's a constant story in our lives, isn't it? But it's always making new chapters. Grief doesn't stay the same, as any of you who've lost somebody will know. It evolves and it goes backwards and forwards. It's, you know, it always irritates me when you read those books where they have 5 stages of grief. You'll do this, you'll do that, you do this, you do that. Bingo, you're out the other end. Like it's a production line and like it ends. Of course it doesn't. It's a journey that is constantly with you for the rest of your life. but it is transforming. It is transforming. But it will be, as this card suggests here, there will be moments of really deep sorrow with it, really deep pain, some despair, and then also denial. And of course, as humans, we're all we've got. You're just learning how to live and walk and breathe the story and making it part of your story. Now, let's have a healing. I feel we need here's the deep reading, Pisces. Pisces can take a deep reading though. Pisceans are deep. Healing with the Angels Oracle card just for this general part of the reading. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. We get romance. I'm about to do the love reading. Okay, I'll take that for the love reading. I want one more. I'm greedy, Doreen. Nice. Divine timing. Divine timing as well. It's something that rolls off the tongue of astrologers, tarot readers and psychics and people, you know, oh, it's all in divine timing. Divine timing can be a painful thing. I'm not saying it's good or bad, because obviously there isn't good or bad with divine timing. But as we're all experiencing with these kind of aspects to it, and if it's not even a literal death of someone who's passed, it will be the death of who you were, what you were doing, or a relationship. Divine timing with these kind of impactful things is a rough ride. It can take us to difficult places. It has. And in August, I feel that is the intensity of that is going, because we are literally, it's like battling and battling and battling, and then we've reached the bridge to the other side. We've still got to make it over the bridge. And that's what August is all about. So be brave, Pisces. Help divine timing. Help the universe. Say your prayers. Ask the angels. Do your rituals. Most Pisceans I know already will. Look up rituals for the eclipses, for the new moon and the full moon. Use it. Use the universe. I'm getting that. I should tell you what that card is too. Yeah. Decisions, higher self. And just bridge to the other world almost, I feel it is. But help the universe in practical ways. Clean out physically, mentally, spiritually, because it's going to happen anyway for us. It's been happening. It's a process. It's painful. But I feel very, very kind of excited for September. Now, leave me comments about that, Pisces, because that's quite a deep reading, but I think it needed to be, very, to the extent that I've done Pisces out of sequence here. I'm recording these videos. I normally just, because I've not got enough brains to actually mix it up in case I get it wrong. But I knew that I needed to do Pisces then, and Valentine wanted to join us. And I know a lot of my Piscean watchers particularly love you, Valentine, who's now sleeping. She loves the tarot. Absolutely loves the tarot. As I bring her up here, or she comes up, there's that big purr. Tarot. Not that she pays attention to it, she actually sleeps through most of it, but I think she likes the chit chat. Her mum Leia, not so bothered at all. What she does is sleeps on my tarot table on top of my cards. And both of them, when I'm uploading, especially if it's late at night and I'm doing some sort of writing on the computer, they both lie across my keyboard. Great. Occasionally one of their feet will touch the button and they're like, what was that? Right, love reading for Pisces, August. Let's have a look. Taking the bottom one. Using the Mythic Tarot for the love reading, people. That one. going to do 9 cards. Oh, you cheeky monkey is one hiding. Okay. That card's come up loads. Wow. Back to the old routine, Pisces. Okay. 7 of Wands in reverse. The Emperor. The Hermit in reverse. I'm just going to start with those 3 actually. 7 of Wands in reverse. I feel this is a time for no more arguing in the love life. Those of us who are coupled and those of us who are in ongoing sort of situations with people that maybe don't make too much sense, where there's been conflict. Conflict's going out of the window. That's part of the bridging process. For some of us, that's because the relationship, which has already ended, I feel, for a lot of us, is really ending, rather than the other endings that it's had so far. Alongside this, of course, again, we had this before, the Hermit in reverse again. This is resistance on our part to do the work that's needed to bridge to the other side of it, for healthier relationships to come. There needs to be 2 things. So Hermit again, Virgo. Some of our opposite sign qualities of Virgo. Some more organisation. Taking control of things that feel uncontrollable. And also some solitude. Some welcomed solitude rather than resentful solitude. Now with this Emperor in the middle, interesting. This is Zeus. Also represents often Aries, the Emperor. The message I'm getting for this, which is a slightly weird message, is that some of the issues that we're healing to do with our love lives are to do with fathers and their influence on modelling love to us. For some of us, there's a lot of healing to be done in that area. And those opportunities will come up, and they probably already have. But I do feel it's the end to strife, the end to arguing, the end to... If we've been involved in those relationships that never seem to end, with back and forth and back and forth, we're stepping off the wheel for that. We're stepping off the wheel. Now, in the middle here, this is interesting. Yeah. 3 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. This card, 3 of Pentacles, I think it's come up in every reading this month. In reverse, and also 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of us, it's security. The security relationship is going, it has gone. 10 of Pentacles is the sort of domestic security card. For some of us, it's learning how to go it alone properly. For others of us, it's giving up on that dream with this particular person. They don't know how to share. That's what the 3 of Pentacles is. It could be an earth sign person, because I have the King of Pentacles here. This is Midas, who valued gold very, very much, in reverse. And I get that the person that, if just for some of us, were involved with could have been an earth sign, and they didn't want to share their life or their love or their money or whatever it was. Generosity is generosity. Whether it's love or money, the energy, you know, it's just energy. But they weren't able to share. I think it's taken a really long time and a lot of denial. Pisces is a very sharing sign. They want to give. This person didn't want to give. That doesn't make a good match. Now, all of this, of course, and this is perfectly understandable, we've got Strength, Major Arcana in the reverse. Going to be feeling pretty exhausted in the month of August for love, relationships, for work, for the whole bit. It's almost like battle weary. Psychologically, physically, mentally, it's just like, oh my God, can I keep doing this? Got the Four of Swords. This is definitely taking time for just, if you can't do meditation and mindfulness, which I can't do, if I need that sort of thing, I just have a nap. You know, power naps during the day, brilliant stuff. No longer than 20 minutes. If you go over 20 minutes, you feel like crap. I don't know why that is. You know how sometimes you go to sleep and you accidentally sleep for like 2 hours and you wake up like an utter zombie. 20 minutes? Yes. So for Pisces, and Pisces also, when we're taxed emotionally and mentally, it takes a while for us to realise until it shows up in the physical, which in a Piscean it always will, and it will show up in a very strange jaded exhaustion that you can't quite work out what it is, but you literally, you're almost like all the colour just drains out and like you become like a wraith, a non-person, and then you need to literally recharge. You need to have a power nap to start with. Do nothing. Have some very, very me time doing nothing, eating chocolate, watching telly, nothing. Absolute time. And don't feel guilty if you want to do something trashy to relax. I do trashy things to relax. Do whatever you need to do to relax. Doesn't have to be high-minded and spiritual and and all the rest of it. Can be, if you're good at that, brilliant. If you're not, you know, Twix, a cup of tea and watching a dreadful reality TV programme. But do it for you, Pisces. And then we have here the Two of Swords. Anything to do with love is going to be heart versus head and the struggle in between. None of it is going to feel particularly easy or natural this month for us. But it's work that kind of needs to be done. It's getting over that bridge. But definitely healing issues to do with fathers as well. That card wants to come out, so it's coming out. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. That card has come up loads. Of course it would in the eclipse month. That card's pushing it, yeah. We've got the Heartbreak card and the Letting Go card. This is the one that's come up loads for other signs. This woman is seeing the man off in the boat and there is another man waiting in the harbour. I feel that anyway. I feel love for Pisces coming in later in the year. September onwards. But only if we do this first, because otherwise there won't be any room. This looks like a nice guy waiting in the harbour. It could be a woman. You can turn it round for men. That's a lovely message, actually. It's also a healing card in this deck. Healing, letting go. This is nice. Sensuality. Now, for coupled Pisces, there may have been, in this time, issues in the relationship that needed healing. And for some strong relationships, those have come through, which is brilliant. And this honesty and the digging around that you've done and the talking that you've done and the letting go of resentments that you've done can lead to some new sensuality, fresh intimacy. That's lovely. Now, Doreen Virtue. This is for single and couple, but especially for single Pisceans. If you're not affected by a relationship at the moment and you just want some love cards, I love these cards. They've got gold sides. Let's see what Doreen has to say. That one. Oh, 2 came out there. I got 4. Okay, I don't mind. Let's have a look. Yeah. First one we get is past life relationship. For some of us, this is the person we need to let go of. Very much so. I get twin flame, soul contract, that kind of thing. But this may be the end of a very arduous cycle. For others of us, for single Pisceans, if you do meet somebody during the Mercury retrograde time, you may feel you've known them before, you may have known them before. Let go of control issues. Let go of control issues, full stop. Pisceans, although very free living, free thinking, do underneath that have, it's the two fish swimming in different directions, have control issues sometimes as well. If something is leaving our lives, we may not be able to control the trajectory it takes. Letting go is not controlling where that boat goes or what happens next. We can't control that, and that's frightening. And that for single Pisceans as well, we can't control particularly. If we have a big list of what we want from somebody, that's trying to control somebody before we've even met them. Throw away the list. Love yourself first, and this goes for singled, coupled, and everybody else, Pisces. Love yourself first. That is the first rule. Of course. Release your ex. You know who you are. This is the eclipse time. Release your ex. We've got letting go. We've got so many different indicators that this must happen. That ex is not coming over the bridge. That's all I can say about that. Ooh, do I want one of those? I do want one of those. Brian and Wendy Frood, Heart of the Fairy Oracle. Oh, these are gorgeous cards for us. Gorgeous cards. Get the Lady of Song. This is just an invocation, Pisces, to sing your song the way it needs to be sung and from the heart. And with this whole process, with the grief and all of the other things, this song may have changed. Queen of the Day as well. Beautiful card. This is, it's a light touch. Can you see that? Like a light touch manifestation. This is the ability to see the light rather than the shadow. This is what's coming out of the shadows, Pisces. It's a beautiful card. I can definitely sense it. And we're just going to have a healing with the Angels Oracle card for love. Ooh, there's one hiding. Oh, I love the colour of this card. Dreams. Part of getting over the bridge is our dreams. Pisceans get messages in dreams. Write them down because we all forget them. Write them down within that 5-minute window when you wake up, Pisces. Whew. If you want a private reading, Pisces, you can book in the description box below if you want some more clarity on the whole shebang is all I can call it now. Or you can visit my website, gemstonetarot.com. Do check out your moon and rising, I would advise very much. And do subscribe if you haven't as well to the channel. It'd be great to have you, and then you'll hear about live readings and all the stuff that's popping up. Check out the weekly as well. That's on 29th of July to the 5th of August, and find your Pisces part in that. Thank you for joining me for this, Pisces. Been quite a deep reading, but I think we've got a lot to look forward to. Okay, namaste.